everyone, and welcome to another weekly news wrap-up for today, where we discuss the gaming news of the week. My name is Ollie, and I'll be your host for today. And with me, as always, is my good friend, Matthew Robertson. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Hello, hello. Yes, another week. It is absolutely scorching here in sunny Australia today. It is
36
degrees
today.
Celsius,
Yep.
which in Fahrenheit we can't tell you because, we aren't that smart. So, but yeah, you get the picture. So, but you know what? It's a hot day, but we also have some hot news.
We do. It's hot off the plate.
That's it.
Speaking of news, we're going to be talking about all the major gaming news. We missed last week, unfortunately. We didn't do an episode last week. But
we were
back
busy in Donkey Kong
week.
Land. Yes.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about Donkey Kong Land. Country Land, whatever it's called. So we're going to be covering news from the past 2 weeks instead of the past week. So there's a lot to get through.
You get double the news.
Today.
You just get all the news, guys. You're so welcome. Thanks for,
all of the news.
No need to thank us or anything, but yeah. What's the news this week, Oliver? That's what I want to know.
What is the news? Well, first of all, we'll be talking about the GTA Trilogy, which is seemingly fixed 3 years after launch, which is pretty funny. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about that one. And really importantly, the Game Awards, they announced the nominees for Game of the Year this year, which will be happening in December.
Good on you, Jeff Keighley.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. There's a new Tetris game called Tetris Forever, which just released about a couple of weeks ago, so we'll talk about that one as well. For you Epic Mickey fans, Epic Mickey, the original Epic Mickey graphic novels are receiving a new hardcover, so minor news, but I think that's pretty exciting.
The Epic Mickey hype train just continues on Peanut Games Media. It's it never ends.
I figured we talked about it so much so far that we, we've clearly
got a fan base now. We got an
Mickey following.
Exactly right. So yeah,
they want to hear about it. A new trailer for the Minecraft movie released as well, starring Jason Momoa, and Nintendo finally added new songs to Nintendo Music. So that'll be later on in the show.
Quite a packed episode this week.
Yeah, so to start us off, on the 13th of November, seemingly out of nowhere, Rockstar massively updated the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Editions, which came out 3 years ago. It came out back in 2021.
For the
20th
anniversary,
patch.
or the 20th anniversary of the original GTA series. Anyway, sorry, 6 gigabyte patch.
Was it the 30th anniversary of the first game?
Well, GTA 3 came out in 2001, so it would have been...
the 20th of that.
Yeah, 20th anniversary. Yeah. But it wasn't much of an anniversary, as we know.
Yeah. And obviously, for those of you who don't know, these versions, they were criticized heavily at launch because they were riddled with glitches and issues, and basically graphically inferior to the originals.
It was awful.
Probably one of the worst remakes ever made. A lot of people said. IGN gave it like a 5 out of 10, and they're usually very generous. That's like a 1 for them.
Anything with Rockstar's logo on it, they'll give like an 8 or higher. But no, I remember I had the misfortune of purchasing this game day one on my PS5.
Yeah.
Awful experience. I traded it in within about 2 weeks. I think I only got as far as beating GTA 3 when I realized there's no benefit to me playing these over the originals, and so I promptly, the graphics were inferior, there were glitches out the wazoo, a lot of the textures and art were AI generated, which was very sort of like, disgusting.
There. Yeah.
But look, I think like they've made some steps to fix it. How have they fixed it? Like, what's the
so basically, additions for the new update, that includes the option for what's called classic lighting. So there's a toggle now where you can switch between what the lighting that was present in the remakes or what was there at the original. And that was the biggest issue I think a lot of people had with these games, was basically just the look of the maps didn't sort of look the same as how they remembered.
It just looks so barren and empty. I remember going, especially like seeing videos of San Andreas, you could literally see till the end of the map, which is not how it should work at all. But
so like basically they've added weather effects. So there's new clouds and stuff in the sky, and the lighting's completely different. The previously in the remakes, the lighting would sort of between day and night, it would change pretty abruptly. But now there's a slow sort of change in lighting to go across the two.
It sounds very minimal, but when you're playing the game, I'm sure it's a big change, you know. But I love this. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, and like rain's finally fixed, because originally the rain, I don't know if you remember, it was just a big wall.
I remember that. That was
like
awful.
A PNG
that was
sort of just over the image.
Abysmal.
You couldn't see anything.
I felt like I was having a stroke playing the game. It was like, what? It was like, who thought this was okay to release? Yeah, exactly, right? But this
and
is
like over time they did like slowly fix the rain each patch. They made it slightly better and better, but it still wasn't great. And in this patch they finally made it just bearable. Like it's normal now, thank goodness.
The other thing too that I read is that Grove Street Games, who made the remaster, they're no longer credited on this remaster. Like when you open up the game, when you build up the game, there's nothing there. There's like, and I'll tell, like, so I did a bit of digging on this issue, and apparently the people that actually did this patch, it wasn't Grove Street Games, it was a company called Video Games Deluxe, and they are, in fact, a Sydney-based game studio.
What?
Yeah, they're Australian.
I did not know that.
You know what else they worked on? Do you want to know what else they worked on? This is.
I don't know. Snake Pass.
I mean, you're close. They worked on.
Really?
They worked. No, they didn't. They worked on LA Noire. It's the LA Noire development team, basically. Like what's left of
Rockstar, so they're
still tied. They changed their name from Team Bondi to Video Games Deluxe, and they were the ones that fixed this game.
Yeah. So, okay. I see. Yeah. So, because Grove Street Games, who originally were responsible for the remake, their names have been taken off the game's splash screen when you boot it up, as well as like the opening title screen. So obviously, Rockstar, they don't want anything to do with Grove Street, because again, that's a name that's just been dragged through the mud since these games released, and they were made specifically for these remakes, I believe. Yeah, wasn't that studio created for this?
I think so. I think, and it's unfortunate because, like, obviously they put out a subpar product at the end of the day, but like, they might not have had the time and resources to ship it, I guess, properly. I don't know. We'll never know the behind the scenes of like what went down, you know.
Especially now, since I've just gotten rid of them.
Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, look, I'm glad that these are fixed.
Yes. Yeah. And they were like a studio that they made the ports for San Andreas, GTA 3, and Vice City, the original mobile ports before they were remade.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was their expertise were in mobile games. And then I guess since they had experience with these games, Rockstar decided to.
They thought that they could, But
and it was a bit too much of a pill to swallow, I think, for them.
Yeah. Here's my thing though. It's like, even though these games are technically fixed, I think they still don't meet the mark of what audiences expected from GTA remasters, right? I think that you can tell that they're still very clearly just like the original games with like upgraded textures, right? I feel like if we could have had these games, I know this is would have taken years to make, but these games in maybe the Rage engine or the GTA 5 engine or something, you know, and get proper full remasters, I reckon these would have absolutely flown out the door sales-wise, just because, not like, obviously San Andreas, Vice City, GTA 3, they're all landmark titles, and it's like, I don't know, the potential was there.
Because I did play these games. I only played them last year. I didn't play them at launch. I didn't hate them, because they had fixed a lot of the issues by the time I had gotten around to them. Not this much. But I didn't hate the games. I think they were, at the time I played them, technically probably better than the originals but not visually. And this patch fixes all those visual issues that people still had problems with. But I think gameplay-wise, I think they were on par, if not maybe slightly better in some areas. It's just unfortunate, though, that they took off the original games. They took them off Steam. So there's no way to play them. Yeah. They've been on there for like 20 years, like 2 decades, and then they took them off just to sell this new version.
This gimped, awful version of the game.
Yeah. It's horrible for video game preservation, especially.
I was about to say, you know, it's just, it's poor form. But like, look, I think if they're going to keep being gatekeeping these old classic games and just sell this this remaster that's like marginally fixed. You know, I think that's you know, it's better than nothing. But you know, anyway,
I can bring them back.
Yeah.
Especially since they're trying to distance themselves now. It seems from Grove Street.
Right.
Bring back the old games. Just put them back on.
Yeah, and it takes like 5 seconds.
Give
to
us
do,
options.
You know? Yeah.
I know. Yeah, and you mentioned like using the rage engine. Hopefully, that would have been a good idea. Like there were some areas of the trilogy, the remake, because they use ray tracing for some of the game.
Yeah.
And there were like very specific areas, like the main strip on Vice City where all the LED lights were.
It's weird.
That area looked really good, in like better, like as good or better than GTA 5, but like only for one little patch of ground. Like it would be really high crisp quality, and
they tried for all the trailer shots.
Yeah, it was like you go like from GTA 5 graphics to PS2 graphics, like on one road. It was really weird.
Not ideal.
That's probably still all the same.
I'm mixed on this. I think, you know, it's just like, you know, it's good that that's fixed, but like they could have gone so much harder in the initial creation of this.
Yeah,
if they'd had more than like a year to develop it. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I should mention the other changes they added, which was they, in addition to the weather effects, you can now pause during cutscenes, which is a good addition.
That's lovely. That's nice. That's a good quality of life upgrade.
Skip them or watch through them. So that's good. Yeah, quality of life stuff. Character rigging's completely fixed, because I don't know if you remember, like characters on bikes.
Oh, the contortions.
They were like hunched over. Their necks were broken.
They looked like me riding a bike. It was like absolutely disgusting. You know.
I know, it was so weird. So that's fixed as well, which is good. And then you mentioned at the very start, San Andreas, its original foggy state has returned.
The fog
So for those of you who don't know, like the original San Andreas had this fog around the map that prevented you from seeing cities in the distance. What are they called? Los Venturas.
That's the one.
And San Fran, whatever's.
The San Francisco alike city.
Whatever. Whatever that was
the
called.
Fog. It was disgusting and icky, and I loved it, and it was San Andreas.
It's really weird because like it's something like you would think you would want getting rid of, but when they took it away, you didn't realize how important it was.
You don't realize you love it until it's gone, I guess, you know.
Essentially, and like so, whenever you got in a plane, you could just see the whole map, which is just one big square. You could just it was like playing in like a Minecraft world or something like. They didn't feel as nearly as immersive as it did back in the day. Yeah. And then there's another change, which is you can move and shoot with assault weapons now, which is something. It wasn't in the original, so they've sort of added a little gameplay.
People are getting so excited over the smallest things because the remaster was so unbelievably gimped from the start. It was like, jeez.
But I just thought this was interesting because they've added like a little gameplay feature here, because like you could move and shoot with like smaller weapons like pistols and things, but not with big like machine guns or shotguns. You sort of stood still, shot, ran, still shot.
It's a weird.
Now you can run and gun. So that I don't know if that breaks the game. Like I don't know if people are mad about this yet. I don't really mind. I don't think it changes much. But so it's a bit of a different experience now.
I think it's just maybe a little bit too late because it has been like 2 or 3 years since the game dropped. You know, I don't know, and it's weird that they're doing it now. You know.
Yeah, I reckon they should have done a bigger sort of promotion of this, because now these games are, I would say, good. Like they've gone from really, really bad, worst remakes ever. They sort of fixed them to the point they were okay. Now that I'd say these are good games now.
I think they're on par with the originals now. Like you know,
Just bring them back. That's all I ask.
Just bring them back.
Just give us the option.
Yeah.
That's all for the GTA Trilogy. But some big news that came out on the 19th of November, this was more recently, was at the Game Awards. They announced their nominees for Game of the Year 2024, including all categories, not just Game of the Year. But
TGA, I'm so ready for this. Yeah.
Yes.
I love watching the Game Awards every year.
I know, yeah. They can be interesting. But like the nominees for Game of the Year included Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree, which is interesting.
That's
We'll talk about
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Metaphor Refantasio. A lot of these I actually haven't played.
Yeah,
any of these.
it seems like. Well, I mean, maybe it was a slow year for massive big AAAs, so they're giving it to sort of the lesser known or more sort of high concept, high genre games. The only ones I'm aware of are Astrobot and Final Fantasy and Elden Ring, but that's just because I'm a white normie gamer boy.
Yeah, like I've heard of a lot of these. I just haven't played them. I'm not sure what. Metaphor Refantasio. I think that's a card game. No, that's Balatro. That's a card game. So like definitely a different variety of games here. You're not getting your big open world to like your Rockstar games.
That's coming next year when GTA 6 wins all the awards.
Yeah, exactly. And
so Elden Ring. Why is that there?
Yeah, basically, an Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of Erdtree, is nominated for Game of the Year. That's interesting. We've never had a DLC nominated for Game of the Year. What do you think about that? Do you think it should be nominated?
So that's the question. So I'm not sure if Elden Ring sweeps last year's Game Awards when it came out. I think it might have gotten a few different sort of nominations and awards. Did it win Game of the Year?
It won Game of the Year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, one game. So I don't know why a DLC for that game is here when it's had its year in the sun, you know. But again, it's a small, like, if Astrobot, as amazing as that game is getting a Game of the Year nomination, I don't. It must be a slow year. And Astrobot is great. Like I have it.
Yes.
So it's like, but you know.
It's cool seeing a variety of games as well, because now like you could get your Mario's nominated for Game of the Year. I don't know if Mario Odyssey was nominated, was it? I can't
Way
recall.
back
That was
when.
a while ago now. I know Breath of the Wild. Well, Breath of the Wild won. Or
That
maybe
might
it was, actually.
That might have been like the Breath of the Wild year for like, you know, big game. But
not to diss on like Astrobot, but like it is it's not your typical, you know, AAA game. It's a 3D platformer, and it's a really good 3D platformer. But it's great to see that nominated. So then other sort of different variety, like games that sort of I enjoy more, can get nominated.
Yeah,
I guess.
hopefully we can get a resurgence of 3D and 2D platformers in just the mainstream again, you know. But that's 90s me talking.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
But yeah, it's interesting that they are nominating Shadow of Erdtree, the DLC for Elden Ring, as a Game of the Year, when they could easily just make that a Game of the Year category, like Best DLC. They've got categories for so many other things. Why not just have a DLC category?
Best microtransactions category. Best, you know, best pay-to-win game. Yeah.
But yeah, they've got like Best Mobile Games, Best Indies. Like they've got all the best like role-playing, all these categories. Family game.
Jeff Keighley's been busy. He's been making categories left and right. He's loving it.
But like like Best I'm watching it now. Best Esports Athlete. Just add a DLC category. I feel like that would solve all these issues.
You got time, you know.
I think it's safe to say it won't win.
Well, we'll see. Well, you never know. Again, small, sort of slow year. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
It's
well,
about...
I'm just thinking, because Elden Ring won last time. Would they just give the DLC? Like, is Elden Ring going to win every year?
Yes, Elden Ring sweep for the next 5 years. DLC 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, you know. But it's interesting that they've sort of branched out in this way, and it's humbling to see the Game Awards sort of evolve in this way. You know, I think it's cool. I think a cool thing is that Animal Well is being nominated for Best Independent Game, which was Video Game Donkey's company, Big Mode.
That's right. Yeah. And like I remember people were saying like, oh, he can't make a good game. He's been critiquing games all his life, and then it came out, and it was like,
and it was actually good.
He made a really good game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how much input he had in the game itself. But like, you know, it's cool that it's being nominated. Yeah.
We'll see.
I want to see some Game Awards fuck ups and bloopers. You know, that's what I want. I want return of Bill Clinton, man.
Yeah, the Bill Clinton kid. He's gone off to do a whole bunch of stuff after they made him famous. But yeah, the Game Awards each year, they've been getting better. Like they were a really weird award show. All award shows, I think, are pretty stupid.
They're a bit antiquated.
Yeah, this one it was getting better year to year. The one was it last year? Oh no, maybe the year before, where God of War Ragnarok came out.
Yeah.
And he did his 15-minute speech.
He just yapped on. He waffled on. No, we know. There've been some good Game Awards moments.
Yeah, it does have its good moments. But make it shorter, please. It goes for like 3 to 4 hours. We don't.
It's like the Oscars.
We don't need all these reveals. That's the thing about the Game Awards. No other award show, like the Oscars, like for example, for like films and whatnot, they don't have movie trailers during the show.
Yeah, real. It's not a part advertisement for the games industry as well.
Yeah, and he's got like Summer Games Fest as well. That's Jeff Keighley. That's for your game. That's where you reveal your games. Don't do it at the awards.
No, he's double dipping always. You know.
I know.
Anyway.
And that might be why he's nominated Elden Ring again, because maybe he wants to stay in their good books.
Yes, perhaps. Get all the cha-ching from.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting. There's a category it said most anticipated game. Again, they have this category, but not best DLC.
Yeah, right.
GTA 6 was on there, and Metroid Prime 4 as well. So I thought that was a cool little.
But like, how can you tell? How can you tell what the most anticipated game is? Like,
I think it's a vote. I think that might be one that's voted on by just the
general
people,
public.
like
yeah,
a panel.
They went on X and just did like a poll, and they're like, "Yo, by the way,
yeah,
you know,
Google Trends."
Yeah, Google Trends. Yeah, exactly.
The Google Trends Award.
Mentions. Oh, imagine. Oh.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm excited to see it. When is the Game Awards occurring, Oliver Duncan?
They are occurring. November 19th. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, this month. Wait.
What?
That's not right.
No, that can't be right.
That's not right.
December 12th.
December 12th. Okay,
yeah,
I don't know why
December
it says.
12th.
Oh, this was a live stream, sorry.
Yeah.
They revealed it in a live stream. That was November 19th. December 12th. And also, if you wanted to know what Nintendo games will be there, because obviously we do.
Yes, we are
Super Mario
Nintendo
Party
men.
Jamboree was nominated for Best Multiplayer. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom nominated for Best Action Adventure Game. And both of those were also nominated for Best Family Game, along with Princess Peach Showtime. So, yeah, that's
lovely.
a good
Did you ever play that game? Did you ever play Princess Peach Showtime?
No, yeah. It looked good, but like when that game came out, I was like, oh god, there's too many games.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rush. Yeah.
I might get around to it. Yeah.
Yes, my one request for the Game Awards this year is I want to see Jeff Keighley do a tap dance routine on the stage to the music of Arcane.
Okay, yeah, sure. They do those little soundtracks.
They do little music plays. But I want Jeff to tap dance on stage
during it. Yeah. Okay. Send Jeff an email. Hopefully,
I will. I'll let him know. I've got him on speed dial. Don't worry. You know. He
you
listens to me. He listens to YouTubers. Have you seen the Angry Joe Jeff Keighley interview? Great interview.
No.
It's amazing.
Okay.
I'll send it to you after this podcast. Anyway.
Okay. Cool.
But there you go.
Yeah.
Game Awards. And that's done and dusted.
Okay, that's the Game Awards. We'll be probably talking about that later. Probably.
Yeah, mate.
When is it? It's 2 weeks away. 3
we'll
weeks
give
away.
you the inside scoop, lad. We'll just, you won't even need to watch the show. We'll tell you about it.
We'll tell you everything.
Yeah, we'll fill you in. Anyway.
Yes. Tetris Forever. That's a game that released on the 21st of November.
That sounded so like fluid. That's a game, No, it's yes, Tetris Forever. Taking a note out of Batman's book, it seems. Yeah.
Wait, sorry, the 13th of November. Tetris
13th.
Forever released, and so this is a brand new Tetris game, and it celebrates 40 years of Tetris with 15 games. So it's a compilation of 15 different games. A new game apparently. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but there's a new Tetris game, and documentary videos, and that's like the big draw for this game, Tetris Forever.
That's cool.
The documentary aspect. Because as you play through the game, you unlock documentary videos of the history of Tetris.
Different episodes. That's awesome.
Yeah. And across 5 different timelines. So I think there's 5 different sort of stories you can follow. I don't know how the game
the alternate timeline versions of Tetris. What would happen if the Americans made Tetris? They turned it into a brand instead of the Russians. It's like, it's funny. Look, I think this is awesome. I love it when games like this have a sort of like heritage aspect to it. I know one example that immediately springs to mind is the remakes of The Last of Us, like Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2. They have full 2-hour-long documentaries about the making of the game in those new packages. And I think it's just such a celebration of the game, and especially for something like Tetris that is so popular and so prolific, I think it is amazing that it's, you know, it's getting its time to shine, you know?
Yeah, like Tetris is the perfect game. Sorry, a dog just walked
Your
past
dog
me.
has invaded the stream.
Hello, it's dog time. Yeah, Tetris is like the perfect game to do this for, because like it was the best-selling game of all time until recently. Everyone knows Tetris. It's got a really good story. Like the movie came out. You know. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, with Taron Egerton. Yeah,
about the making of it. So yeah, this is perfect. And the developer, it's developed by a studio called Digital Eclipse. And this is the third game in what's called their Goldmaster series. So they've done this before for other games.
Okay, that's awesome.
Which I wasn't aware of until now. This is called... the games that they've done before this were called The Making of Karateka. And then... and the other one was called Llama Soft, the Jeff Minter story. So I don't really know what those are about.
So this is their first real, you know...
Probably, yeah. This is probably their, like... Those were their, like, good
this
portfolio
is the big
pieces
one.
to then get
Yeah, they were just like, this
game.
is the CV when you, like, manually extend your CV with stuff you've made. Oh, I've made a llama game or something.
Yeah.
But I'd really love to make Tetris, wink, wink.
Please let me... I'm looking at... I just want to see what Karateka is. It's a game from 1984, a martial arts game. So yeah, they've done this same thing for smaller games. But now they've done Tetris, like I'd love to see more.
Yeah.
What do you think? What games could they do?
Well, I don't. Well, not necessarily this brand, but I think they could do one for the first couple of Mario games on the NES, and like Mario 1 all the way up to Mario World. Have that as a collection. Do like a new version of Super Mario All Stars or something, and then have a documentary about how they made that, because they haven't done something like that ever. You know. Yeah. So I think.
And you could include like the All Stars versions as well, and like the Game Boy games. You could include, the various different ones.
And I think it'll be awesome. $1 printing machine, especially with the 40th anniversary of Mario coming out next year.
True. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're right. Hopefully. Like, this is releasing on Nintendo, and Nintendo, they've been promoting it. So hopefully they're in Nintendo's good books, and maybe they'll consider... I don't know if they'll give them Mario to start with.
Well, I just mean creating something in a similar vein to this, where it's like a celebration.
Or if Nintendo did themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like a celebration of the legacy of a game. Because, like, I love when games celebrate their history, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, one of my first memories was buying the Super Mario 25th anniversary All-Stars on the Wii. And that was like a celebration of Mario when he was 25 years old. In 2010 or something, and that was so cool. So I think just continuing on that vibe would be delicious.
It was cool, and the new All Stars that came out on the Switch, which had
3D
Mario,
All Stars,
Galaxy, Sunshine, and 64.
Yeah, that
was missing. The only extra content it had was like the soundtracks.
That was a bit bare bones.
So Nintendo, like, if they do another. Yeah, like a Mario All Stars again, like the 2D games.
And that being
hopefully
said,
they learn from what they didn't do for that.
Well, and the 30th anniversary, it was Mario Maker, and that was it. They didn't actually release anything.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
They've been slacking the past couple of years. Yeah, true. The year of Luigi. Bring that back. Where was the year of Luigi this year again? It's been 10 years. Anyway,
I hate him.
Luigi's dead.
Yeah, they've lost their spirit.
After Mario and Luigi
spirit.
Brotherhood or whatever, Brothership, whatever that new game is, they've killed Luigi because it didn't do well.
No, did he die in that game? Does he die at the end?
Yeah. Well, no, Nintendo killed him because IGN gave them a bad review. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, this will be releasing on. Oh, this has released. Sorry, on Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Windows, Xbox One, and Series X. And Atari VCS, the new little Atari console.
As you do, I guess, you know. Give it a cheeky cop. What's not to love, you know? It's Tetris times 15, plus a documentary series. It's lovely.
Yeah, and I haven't really seen a game recently released on PS4 or Xbox One, so that's interesting. They're still supporting that console.
Cross-platform, weird, you know, weird.
There's a lot of people that probably can't afford the new ones, and the ecosystems are the same, so they're probably just... Yeah.
After a $1,200 PS5 Pro, I doubt.
True.
In this economy, Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on to Epic Mickey, because we've got to talk about Epic Mickey every single week.
Of course. Well, no, you've got to, man. We can cross it off the list. It makes the shareholders happy. Our Disney overlords.
So the graphic novels that originally came out alongside Epic Mickey back in 2010 are getting new hardcover versions next year in 2025. So these comics have been out of print for years, so you haven't been able to get them for ages.
They're exclusive.
And yeah, so these released alongside Epic Mickey in 2010, and they were prequel comics made by Marvel. So Marvel made prequels to the game to coincide with its release. And this collection includes both graphic novel adaptations of Epic Mickey, as well as Epic Mickey The Power of Two. And it will also include the prequel series, the Marvel one, Epic Mickey Tales of the Wasteland, which centers around Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which is written by Peter David. And these books feature art from veteran Disney illustrators such as Claudio Cicerone, Ciarone, sorry, I'll pronounce these wrong, Paolo Matura, and Fabrizio Petrosi. So like a good, we're talking about like preserving sort of video games. This is good preservation of these sort of tie-in comics that came out.
Yeah, you know, I think it's so interesting that Disney is backing the Epic Mickey franchise so hard.
I know.
It seems. Yeah. Could we make? I know we talk about this every week, but could we get another like a remaster of Epic Mickey 2 maybe on the cards?
Hopefully, yeah. Because they've just released Epic Mickey Rebrush, so this is obviously to sort of tie into that. It's coming out 13th of May next year, so the Rebrush came out a couple of months ago, so this will be a while after that release.
Right.
So maybe they're feeding us content before something else later, like a remake of 2.
That's it. They're fattening us up for the real announcement.
Yeah. But yeah, you can pre-order these for $30 USD.
Did you have you read these before?
No. I didn't know these existed until I saw this announcement. I'm like,
and his interest was piqued.
I'll enjoy this content.
He'll scoop it up, lad.
Yeah, and it's all in one collection, which is cool. I did have on back in the day on my iPad, I had one book on my Apple iTunes, whatever their audio or their book app was, the Kindle. It was the Epic Mickey novelization. It wasn't the visual novelization.
The novelization.
It was the novelization of Epic Mickey, and I read it start to finish. And this was before I beat the game, so I got the final boss spoiled when I read the novelization.
What did you expect was going to happen, lad? You're just like, oh no, I hope it just stops.
It was too hard to beat. I couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it.
So you bought the novelization. You didn't buy a strategy guide. You just bought the novelization.
No. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that.
Given up at that point.
Child Oliver's funny.
Exactly. I know it's funny.
No, but yeah, this is cool.
They really like Disney really liked the story of this game. I think they've done a lot of content around it, and maybe it does well. And that's like one of the highs of Epic Mickey is the narrative and the world and the theme. So it's good that they're expanding it.
And it is it's sort of similar to Kingdom Hearts, right? Where it's sort of like a departure from like, you know, the preconceived notion of what Mickey Mouse is as a brand, you know, which I think is cool.
It's a bit darker and grittier.
It's a bit edgy.
Suitable for kids, yeah.
Yes. But there you go.
That's the Epic Mickey news for this week. Maybe we'll have more next week. You know,
That's it. They announced an Epic Mickey cinematic universe. Epic Mickey movie. How cool would that be?
Oh yeah, or like an animated thing. Those cutscenes in the game are really good, so you could just like
they're very well animated
as a movie. Yeah, they are.
But speaking of movies,
sorry, yeah, that was
that was a segue.
That was a segue. Wow, that was perfect.
You went down a bit of a rabbit hole. You're just like, I know. I really love
was trying to take you back to Epic Mickey, but no, you're trying to lead me away. Thanks, Matt. So on the 21st of November. Warner Bros. Pictures released a new trailer for a Minecraft movie starring the one and only Jason Momoa and Jack Black, which will be directed by Jared Hess.
Cool.
And it is the first ever big screen live action adaptation of Minecraft, the best selling video game of all time, that's the video game that surpassed Tetris. We're talking about.
There's a bit of foreshadowing right there. I'm surprised.
Exactly, I didn't mean to do that. So many good foreshadows today.
I know, mate. We're just a bunch of
wizards.
Yeah, exactly. Minecraft movie, new trailer. Yes. They released 2, right? They released an actual trailer and then they released like a behind the scenes, like.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. But I think they did.
They collaborated with a bunch of like Minecraft YouTubers, like Dan TDM, I think, as well. and they got to visit the set. Apparently, it's being filmed in New Zealand, which is cool.
Oh, New Zealand are making movies again. That's good because they stopped for a decade. Yeah, cool. So what have you played a lot of Minecraft, Matt? I don't know.
Yeah, here and there.
Because there was a teaser trailer that came out.
I did watch the teaser trailer. I did not like it because I didn't like the teaser trailer just because it seemed very fan filmy. Personally,
yes. Okay.
And I also hated that they used like an orchestral version of Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour, but that's just like my own sort of personal pet peeve is when they use timeless pop songs and make them orchestral and wispy and nostalgic. Anyway, the Minecraft movie, look, this trailer does look more promising than the other one, I think. I think fans of the game are gonna eat it up and love it. I have played Minecraft extensively in the past. I'm not the biggest, most devout fan of it, but like I think it's cool that they're sort of doing the Barbie thing where it's like everything is sort of, it's straight and narrow to the games, but it is sort of tongue-in-cheek and a little bit sort of satirical in that way. I guess, Jason Momoa and Jack Black being in it is a big example of that. But yeah, what do you think?
It's very Jumanji. Like the biggest complaint in the first one was how crap everything looked, and it doesn't look as bad here. People are saying this is a good trailer. I still think the movie looks just painfully average. I think like it's a Minecraft movie. This is probably better than what I expected. But yeah, like it's just like you get sucked into this video game world, crap happens, stuff goes down, you meet a weird character, his name's Steve, Jack Black, and probably got to save the day. I don't know, maybe the Ender Dragon's trying to come into the real world or something. I don't know. I don't know what the plot's about, but
they could copy the plot of Minecraft story mode, and just do that. What a game that was. But like I think for a game that's as sort of like open as Minecraft is, where there literally is no story.
Yes. So how do you
what's the route to take, But like, look, again, I'm personally a fan of seeing a movie and then making a judgment about its quality.
Yeah, I don't judge it by the trailers yet. Yeah,
I get a trailer is supposed to show you the best bits of everything, but I love going to the movies. I'm a filmmaker by trade, and this is I'll give it a watch and form my own opinion.
Is this the kind of movies you want to be working on in the future?
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, just okay, cool. Fully green screen, fully video game adaptation.
This looks like something you do. Yeah.
Yeah, with Jason Momoa. Yeah, this is a Matthew Robertson production here, lad.
Absolutely. But yeah, the designs of all the creatures are a little weird. Like they've softened the edges of all the blockiness of it. Like everything's round. And everything's dark, like everything's been dialed back a few tones. Like the bright sort of pinks of the pigs are now like a low pink. Like everything's weird. A bit just dull looking.
A lot of the enemies, they look like Instagram game ad character models. They look a bit odd. I'm just looking at the
little AI looking as well.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. But like again, I guess that's the style they're going for.
Everything looks soft. Like nothing feels hard and tangible.
That's it. Bloody soft,
Yeah, it's weird they're doing this in live action. I remember when it was first announced, people were like, why is this live action? How are you going to do this? And like, this is probably as good as you could do in live action. I just think it's a bad idea.
I think you shouldn't make a movie about something unless you have a story to tell. So like, what is the story they're trying to tell here? With Minecraft.
They're just trying to sell, Minecraft plushies and
Legos,
that's probably why they're changing the designs as well, so they can have their own line of merch. Because Minecraft has a lot of merch already. You go to any EB or Zing, you can see, plushies everywhere for Minecraft. Yeah. So maybe that's why these designs are.
And that are still on the shelf because no one buys them.
Buying these ones.
That's something I'd love to hear in the comments. Has anyone actually bought anything? Like gaming merch or gaming like apparel from Zing, EB Games, GameStop, or any of those places? Because
I've got a Master Sword up there from EB Games. I think that's it though.
That's it. It's weird. Anyway,
it's so cheap as well. Some of that stuff.
but Minecraft movie. We'll see. I think Jack Black will pull off a good performance. That's all you need.
Yeah. I like at the start he says he yearns for the mines, which is a little meme reference there. I think they're trying to
they know their audience.
Win some customers back after everyone hated the first trailer.
Yeah.
And there's also a song made by C418 who did the
cool.
Minecraft soundtrack.
That's cool.
That plays in here. But like, if you just watch the trailer on silent, you get none of that.
Yeah,
so,
which is what we're doing right now, reacting
yeah, pretty much.
But
I think it's just that's not enough. I don't even know if that stuff's going to be in the movie. Like the C418 stuff's going to be in the movie.
Yeah, who knows? There'll be a song starring Travis Scott and The Weeknd to be in the credits, because that's the going trend with movies these days. They've got to have like a catchy trap rap pop song to close out the movie, because Spider-Verse did it, so everyone else has to. Anyway.
Get Captain Sparkles, surely.
That's true, yeah. Well, mate, revenge, like, what's it, the Viva La Vida Minecraft parody with the king and he dies? Fallen Kingdom. Do like an orchestral remix of that song and put that as the credits.
Yeah.
I think.
Hopefully there's like a reference or something. Because there's another video game movie that came out was Five Nights at Freddy's, and that had a lot of references to the fans. Like MatPat appeared in the movie. Yeah. So maybe I'm not familiar with the Minecraft community, but I know like DTM is big, so maybe he could appear or something. I don't know if that's on the cards.
Who knows? I mean, like with these games where they have such an online following, I mean, it could be expected that that's the case. Whereas something like the Sonic movies, they already have the lore to back it up, and so they don't need the cameos and that type of thing. You know?
This is more. This is for. At the end of the day, it's for like 6-year-olds.
It's for little babies.
Yeah, it's probably like 6 to 10. Like I don't know.
But like
teenagers will love this.
Again, well, so they're trying to appeal to so many different audiences with the film. They're trying to appeal to the 6-year-olds, but then they've also got the sort of the memes and in jokes and stuff, which are for older audiences. And that's a problem that I had, and I know I'm going on such a tangent here. That's a problem I had with the Barbie movie, where it's like there's multiple different audiences for this, and it just gets a bit confused. So hopefully this Minecraft movie doesn't have the same vibe. But
especially you don't want to advertise it to a certain audience, and then that audience goes to see it, and it's not really made for them. Kind of like the Barbie movie. A lot of kids went to see it, but really it was for more adults. It
was for the 30-year-old women who wanted to feel like children. Anyway, this isn't a review of Barbie. We're not here to talk about my complicated thoughts on Barbie.
I love Barbie.
I think the movie's fine. Ken. I think it's fine. I'm just a bit of a hater.
Sidetracked.
Yeah.
But yes, this will be releasing in theaters and IMAX in North America on April 4th, 2025, next year. So not too long away.
That's it.
And then internationally, it will be releasing beginning 2nd of April. So as usual, we get it a little earlier than North America for some reason.
It pays to live in Australia sometimes when it's not 38 degrees Celsius.
To see Endgame before everyone else and spoil
That's true. That was awesome. What a moment.
That was
anyway.
Awesome. Yes. So
this isn't a movie. This isn't a movie reviewing channel, though. We have to get back to the games.
We do. Well, not a game, but an app. So sorry about that. But our final bit of news for today comes from Nintendo. We had to sneak in Nintendo news again.
Of course we did. Have you listened to this series?
Have you?
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, Nintendo updated the Nintendo Music app with tracks from F-Zero X from the N64. To the service, and so that means that 20 new tracks were added in total, and they have a runtime of 38 minutes. So there you go. That's that news. Moving on. No, I'm kidding.
No opinions given whatsoever. No, this is cool. I don't really have much to report here. Yeah. I just sort of echoing what I was saying in previous weeks. It's awesome that they're updating the service. I just want more. I'm a content hungry man. I want more. Feed me.
Yeah, we were talking about it last time because when they added soundtracks from Mario Wonder and Donkey Kong Country 2, that was only a few days after the service launched. It's now been 2 weeks since that discussion we had, and they've only added this on Tuesday. So our worries are coming true. I think that they're not quite adding enough soundtracks, especially when they've got literally hundreds of games. This is like a company that's been around for literally hundreds of years, but making games for like 4 decades with the most iconic soundtracks. in all of gaming. You can't
step your
just
game
release
up.
one game every 2 weeks,
Man,
especially
Shigeru's, he's hard at work, man. He's busy. He can't
He's
keep
not
updating the
in
service.
charge of this. He's
Yes, he
probably
is. Yeah,
almost
he's
retired.
No, I picture Shigeru Miyamoto in like the Nintendo music room, and he's just like one song at a time, dragging and dropping it onto the service from the server. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how it works in my head. But
I think so.
yeah. Yeah. Nintendo music, more music.
Nintendo music.
Nice.
What do you think? Have you listened to the F-Zero X soundtrack at all?
Yeah,
Have
not
you
as
played,
much
you played
as
the game,
not as much as the F-Zero original and then the F-Zero GX soundtrack, but it's okay. You good? So,
yeah, I'm good.
okay. Yeah, I've listened to those two soundtracks more, especially GX. GX is a really cool sort of techno-y soundtrack. But like, yeah, F-Zero X is a great game. One of the best games for the N64 in my opinion. So, yeah, lovely. Lovely.
One of the best F-Zero games, probably the second best after GX. They each kept getting better and better. And the soundtrack's really good. There's one song I like, I'm just trying to find it now. Dream Chaser. That, if you had to listen to one song from that game, I'd say that one. But it's got like Big Blue, Mute City as well.
And you probably are listening to Dream Chaser as we're talking right now, because I'm sure Oliver's put it in the background.
Ooh, that's a good idea. If it's not copyrighted, we'll see.
That's true. Nintendo, now that it's on Nintendo Music, they just go on a massive copy strike binge.
Yeah, true. Oh god, I hope not. But yeah, if you want to, like, you can listen to Mute City and Big Blue, the Mario Kart 8 versions, which are probably the best versions. So if you want
because they're all orchestral and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But like F-Zero X, it's not it's not an amazing soundtrack, but it's good. It was good for the time, obviously.
Yeah.
It's
good to have.
Smash. Yeah, Smash has better versions, I think, as well of a lot of these songs. I've done a few remixes, and obviously Mario Kart 8. So yeah, just do this is good. Good game, good song choice. But just do more. That's all I ask. More, please. More content.
Feed me.
Yeah, more frequent content. Hopefully they do just a big dump of games.
Christmas dump. Big
10 games, here you go. Or 20,
music
something
poop.
like that. Big music poop, that's what they call it.
That's it.
Big music poop. But that, my friends, is all the news for today's show.
News complete.
News
really
complete.
Cringe,
It was,
I'm sorry.
despite doing two weeks of news, it wasn't a whole lot. It's been a slow couple of weeks as we sort of end off the year. Obviously, that'll change with the Game Awards. So
yeah, that'll be a big sort of episode, I think. We might have a few different opinions here and there, you know. Anyway.
Yes. So Matt, can you tell us what time it is now?
Hold on. Let me just check. Hold on.
Okay. Just.
It's the beanbag. Hello everyone, welcome to the Beanbag, our weekly segment where we talk about what we've been playing this week, because we are discussing games, but we are also consuming games every week. And
taking names.
And taking names.
Games.
That's the one.
It's Reggie
Word
does
to
best.
Reggie Fils-Aimé. That's what you do. But Oliver, I always start off the beanbag. But I wanna throw it to you this week. What have you been playing this week? That's what I want to know.
What have I been playing? Well, I've been playing a few things, but the first thing I'll talk about is Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which I have had on my PC for the last 3 years. And I grew up with the first Mirror's Edge, played it on 360.
Great game.
Such a great game. I loved it. And then I didn't really know that this game existed until a few years ago. And then I bought it. And it came out 2014 or around then.
Yeah, 2016, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was PS4 generation, yeah.
Yeah, PS4, Xbox One. And it's more of an open world Mirror's Edge. I played maybe about 2 hours of it so far. I've had a very busy week, but I'll get stuck into that a little more. But it feels the exact same as the first Mirror's Edge. The main difference is the sort of the way you go around things. It's no longer just sort of level after level. This time it's just one big world. So you're going back through areas a lot of times.
Backtracking.
Because you're going back through those areas, you go through them different ways, and they've accounted for you sort of backtracking. So that if you want to go up the side of a wall, basically it's a parkour game for those if you don't know. You might go on the lower level, run into a mission, and then you'll get a cutscene, and then maybe you have to run back the same way, but there's a different path and stuff like that. So they've added paths and parkour sections everywhere. I think I prefer the first at the moment. The first
really?
game.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Only because, Well, only because the first game, it's just one big race almost. You're always going forwards, and the game just doesn't stop. It's just constant like parkour. Sometimes you get into combat sequences where you sort of have to stop and think and grab a gun and do a bit of shooting gameplay. Whereas this one, it's more of an open world game, so you can you stop and breathe a bit. I prefer the fast-pacedness of the first, I think.
The chaotic nature of the first game was great. I remember when Catalyst came out, it got kind of lukewarm reviews because of that. People were saying, it's not as exhilarating as the first one, but
there you go.
You know, as long as you like it, that's all that matters. You know. Yeah,
but I still like it. Like, it feels the same. It's just the way you go about things is different. And there's like collectibles now. It's like got your open world stuff. One thing I don't know if I like this change is that the original had these really cool cutscenes that were 2D animated.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Style.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much vanished. I haven't seen any cutscene like that in this game. They're all like 3D now. And there's like new characters and stuff, and it's got more of a story. You're trying to take down some big corporation, something like that. I haven't played much of it yet. And it's in line with the themes of the first game. So you're getting characters from like, what's her name? Faith, from her past are in this. You're learning more about her, but you're just lacking that cool art style it had.
Yeah, you gotta have the stylization. You gotta have the personality to see.
Yeah, that's what made the game. I think was the colors. Obviously, everything's white. That's still here. Like you had the reds and the yellows contrasting the whites on the maps. But then alongside that, you had the 2D animated stuff, which was cool.
Yeah. But, you know, I think I do want to play Catalyst. I have played through Mirror's Edge 1. But, it's interesting that it has gotten your sort of, you know, is it a recommendation or like, you know?
No, it's a recommendation. Like, I like it. I just think this is just the reasons I prefer the first. But still a great game, I think. You said it got lukewarm reviews, but I wouldn't give it lukewarm. I'd say it's good. It's great.
That's good. That's still good.
Yeah, but I'll jump ahead of you, Matt, because this is a game we both played for a little bit.
Yes, we've been playing together. Now. We're doing a little crossover on the beanbag this week.
Yeah, because I'm sorry to bring up Halo again. It's been a Halo year, but I said that I was playing through Halo with a mate of ours, of mine and Matt's, and then once we got up to Halo 3 ODST, because we're playing them in timeline order, Matt would jump on. And so... yeah, we started playing Halo 3 ODST. We only got about halfway before we got distracted by something else, which we'll also talk about. But I want to get your thoughts, Matt. What do you think of your first... well, you've played a little bit of Combat Evolved.
I've played Combat Evolved, but I haven't played anything past that. Look, I think it is okay. I'm not... like, I get the hype, but at the same time, it is very similar to a lot of other shooters and doesn't really stand out a ton. And I guess coming into the plot at 3 ODST might have been to my detriment a little bit. But you know what? It's you know, it's fun to play Halo with the boys, with the friends, you know. And that's all you can ask for, you know.
Yeah. And like Halo 3 ODST, it was a change of pace for the franchise. This is your first game without Master Chief. You're not a Spartan, so you're weaker. You've got less guns and you die easily. And like you're not running through levels and playing through one coherent story. You're in a big open world city and you get flashbacks and you like jump between sort of different levels. And it's a lot slower and quieter. And for the time, it was a good change of pace and very immersive sort of.
Yeah, because they were doing like one Halo every year, right?
Pretty much since like, well, from 2007 to like 2010, you had about 3 in that time.
Yeah, so it's a bit of oversaturation there. But yeah, so it must have been a good change of pace.
But yeah, like at the time it was cool being all by yourself, like in this big city. But now playing it now with current games out there, it's a bit empty. The city, there's not much to do. You're pretty much just running from area to area just to beat the game. Yeah. But it's still good. Like the music makes it a really good experience.
It is certainly quite cinematic. You know, you've got Nathan Fillion. You got
you do. Yeah.
All the markers of cinematic quality. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it's good to hear your opinion on that. But tell me what else you've been playing, my sir.
Well, what we have been playing. Should we talk about what we've been playing?
Should we talk about that? Yeah. So, well, we started Halo 3 ODST, and then we got distracted by a little indie game on Steam called Supermarket Together.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them what that's about?
Have you ever wanted to work retail?
No.
Produce retail? Well, now you can in Supermarket Together. It's based in Unity or Gmod or one of those sort of basic sort of engines.
Unity, I think, yeah.
Unity. And you run a supermarket and you buy produce and it's like a life sim. So you can be a cashier, you can restock.
Yeah.
It's just busy work the game. You know, it's amazing. I love it. And yeah, so we also have our good friend Dan on this game with us as well. And we've just straight been crashing it. We've been, well, I say we, more like I've been on for an hour or two, and then the other two grinded out overnight.
Last night, we're playing together, and then Matt had to get off, but me and Dan, we kept going till like 2 a.m. just grinding out this supermarket.
Mate, you've made an empire.
Matt, I know we haven't shown you what it looks like now, but it's expanded exponentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very in depth as well. You can like change the prices of things. Customers say
it's got
things
layers.
are too expensive.
It's got levels.
You've got to physically take coins out of the register to give them as change to the customers.
It's in depth.
There's thefts. You got to order stock and make sure it's all stocked away. Like
you can hit people with a broom. That's like the best part of the game.
Yeah. It's but yeah, like if you want to, it's free as well. If you want to,
it's free. Yeah, exactly. That's why we picked it up. We were just like, this looks cool.
Yeah, just a fun game to play with mates. Check out Supermarket Together. It's on Steam.
Yeah, Supermarket Together. It brings friends together through retail.
It does for the first time ever.
For the first time ever. That's it. So it's unique in that regard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's next? What else have you been playing, Matt?
I've been playing 3 games this week. The trifecta of games starting with the letter M. So I'm still working on Max Payne, PS2 copy of Max Payne. I'm on the final sort of part of it because there are 3 parts: part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm on part 3 at the moment, so that'll probably be done by the end of this week. But then I got into a bit of an RPG kick recently.
I was going to say, I got into a bit of an argument. I thought that's what you were going to say.
I got into a bit of a domestic with Max Payne, and it didn't end too well. But no, I got into a bit of an RPG kick because I've always wanted to sort of get into long form RPGs, but I haven't really because I suck at them. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to play the most basic RPGs possible. I started playing Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga on the Game Boy Advance. Which is a great game. I'm really loving it. It's very similar to like Paper Mario because it's like it has the humor of Paper Mario, and sort of the turn-based sort of system as the original 2 Paper Marios. And that's lots of fun. It's quite easy, Super Mario and Luigi, but and I didn't play the 3DS remake. I played the original Game Boy Advance game, so that was cool. Is
that on? What's that on? What are you playing on? Wii U?
I'm playing it on my 3DS. So
3DS. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not playing the 3DS remake, but I'm playing the GBA version on my 3DS. Yeah. Yeah. The virtual console. Wink, wink.
Yes.
I think I mention emulation at least once on this
every podcast.
Series. Every series.
I'm Epic Mickey. You're emulation.
That's me.
Don't emulate Epic Mickey, Matt. I'll get you.
Okay, alright, okay. You give me a stern talking
Bob
to.
Iger will be at your door.
Can you buy me a copy then? Is that something you'll do?
No.
So Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga.
Yes.
I am enjoying it.
Yeah, I played. I grew up with Paper Mario on the 64. I didn't play a lot of it, but that's really the only experience I've had with sort of these games. I know some of them are really bad. Is this one of the bad ones?
I don't think so. I think every Mario and Luigi before well, that's Paper Mario.
Sorry, yeah, but
I get them confused.
But they've crossed over.
Yeah, they have in Paper Jam, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. So I think allegedly everything before Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story is good, but the rest of it is just a bit eh. And the games have been so that the studios closed down. They don't make them anymore. So
and it's a new studio making them now. What's the one that just came out?
Mario and Luigi Brothership, I believe.
Yeah, and that's okay. I think
they got great reviews. It got a 5 out of 10 from IGN.
Was it that bad?
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh no! Oh really? I didn't know. Okay.
Well, it's been a bit
Well, that's
middling.
one-
It's
that's one side.
average, you know.
IGN have been a bit rough recently with some reviews.
Yeah,
but,
they've been a bit harsh. Are you saying
I've
that
heard
just because
mixed
they gave
things.
Sonic X-Share Generations a 9? Is that what you're saying? They're a bit biased.
No, that's valid. No, that's
Okay,
valid.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Very
That's what I
good game.
thought. Your check's coming in the mail.
Very good game.
Anyway, yeah, but Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is one that I've been playing. I've been really enjoying it. I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours in. And I think it's about 10 hours long. So I've got a ways to go on that. And that's the thing, too, with these
Hurry up.
RPGs. They are long. They are long
Yes.
games.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And I played, what's the other one? Super Mario RPG, the first one on the
Oh,
Switch.
yeah.
That's the only
Yeah, I really want to play that,
experience.
too. That's
I'm
like
not-
the de facto
I'm
RPG.
not an RPG person. Yeah. But I really enjoyed that one. But that's
Yeah.
like the best.
I'm not an
essentially.
RPG guy, but I want to experiment. I want to dip my toes into the
Okay.
RPG paddling pool. And I've also
Yeah.
done that by playing Mass Effect, the first one, for the very first time.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 1 from the Legendary Edition that's on the PS4 that has all 3 games on it. And that's
Yep.
really cool. It's very sci-fi, very high concept. I want to know more about the lore, and it is a bit of an like info dump because obviously the whole thing with Mass Effect is you have the dialogue trees. But yeah, I've been enjoying it too. Again, I'm about an hour and a half in already, so yeah,
Okay, that's decent.
I'd like to get that going, and I aim to have like a purely nice Commander Shepard run. He's gonna be a good boy. He isn't gonna
He'll be
talk
good.
mean. Yeah, I mean, like high honor run or whatever it's called of Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I've
That's my
always
goal.
wanted to try out Mass Effect because it's one of the most iconic sort of video game sci-fi universes.
Yeah,
One
right.
of the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
iconic sci-fi universes there is.
Yeah.
But like they haven't released a game in ages. Which one? When did this come out?
The Legendary Edition, I think it came out in 2020, 2019.
Oh,
But it's
okay,
on
yeah.
PS4.
But
I think it's on PC as well.
It's a remake of an old one.
Yeah, it's a remaster
Yeah.
of all 3 of them, and it's pretty effective actually.
3. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
all 3 of them, all 3, 1, 2, and 3.
But yeah,
you know.
they were huge back in the day, especially
They were
like
big
360
games.
era.
Big games.
And then they sort of just disappeared off the.
As soon as Mass
the
Effect
globe.
3 for Wii U came out,
okay.
the franchise went down the tubes.
Was it exclusive to Wii U?
No, it was
Okay.
the Wii U port came out like a year and a half after the game came out, and the only
Oh,
addition
and
was that
then
it
that
had
killed it.
gamepad support. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
they
then
put all
after
their
that-
funds into
yeah.
that one.
They put all their money into it, and
All
then
their
they had no
chips.
money in the budget for Mass Effect Andromeda, which was like the worst
Ah.
Mass Effect game.
Oh,
But,
okay, and then they just disappeared. Now they do remakes.
Then they
But
do remakes.
Maybe I should check it out. Cause yeah, maybe I'll. I didn't know this was a thing that.
Go on the
so-
Steam sales. I'm sure you'll
This,
be able to get a
back
good deal
catalog's
for it.
too long, Matt. Don't.
I know,
convince
I know.
me. You gotta. I know.
The
But
beanbag
there
will be
is-
double the length next week.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, I don't even have time. But there is a TV show in the works based on Mass Effect.
Oh,
That's
cool.
on-
That's
I think
awesome.
Amazon's making it. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, it's Ari Arad is the producer.
Ooh,
who, if you've
okay.
heard about him, he's done some weird things with Spider-Man. He's also producing the Zelda movie. So hopefully.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
hopefully
fingers crossed. He knows what he's doing with
Yeah.
these video games, but yeah.
He messed up the comic book movies. Hopefully he doesn't mess up the
The video game
video game
movies.
movies, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
there you go.
that
That's
would be a good
everything.
show.
That's everything I've been playing on the beanbag, Oliver. Decent helping of
Yeah.
video games this week.
decent chunk. I'll just mention I did because we got up to Halo 3 at EST. I did finish Halo 2 obviously before that.
That's it. Yeah,
I said
he's been going through all of them, lad. He's been going
All of them.
except for 5 because
and-
5 is bad apparently.
No, and I don't. Well, I have to dust off the Xbox One if I want to play that one, which I don't want to do. But Halo 2, like, talk about one of the greatest sequels ever.
I'm
made.
sure. Yeah, and it had a
it's
very
just
sort of
so
strict
good.
development time, right? It had like only like a couple of months to make it.
It
or
was
whatever.
pretty short, and like it was meant to have 3 levels, which would sort of finish the story set
Yeah.
on Earth, and they were cut at the end, and that was turned into Halo 3. So it ends on this like. It's like a cliffhanger. It's not even like a cliffhanger. The game just ends. Like you're just playing, and it's like, oh, the end.
You
Okay,
win.
what happens next?
Goodbye. Yeah.
And
I
then
love it.
that's where the whole finish the fight campaign sort of started for Halo 3, because that game you didn't get to finish.
And that was a full game with real development time, you know.
Yeah, pretty much, essentially. But yeah, Halo 2, really, really, really good game. It's its 20th anniversary this year as well.
Wow.
which is,
okay.
pretty
People
special.
are feeling old.
And,
I'm sure that was
I
was
know,
the
yeah.
game. That was the Xbox's
And a lot
killer
of-
app.
Yeah, a lot of games have anniversaries this week. 'Cause there's a very popular release window for games. Like Twilight Princess is 18, I think.
Wow.
This week, I think, or the week before. Ocarina of Time as well was something I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of Zelda games released around this time.
The December, right? December season.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's a lot of birthdays occurring.
Yes, we've got to get plenty of cakes from the Cheesecake Factory.
The Cheesecake Factory from Pleb Mart, our supermarket in
That's
supermarket
it.
together.
That's it.
We're
Show a screenshot of it here.
Yeah, that's our new business venture, man. Cheesecakes.
That's it. We got it.
Get
we got
on
it.
That when we get back on.
We'll get on. I'll make a note. I'll make a note.
Yes. But that's it for today, Matt, I think. Do you have any final thoughts before we leave our lovely listeners?
I'm so happy that we're back doing our little audio discussions each week, We've got more to come, got plenty of gaming news, Game Awards coming up, end of the year releases, so, yay. Yep,
absolutely. Yeah, there'll be. It was a slow couple of weeks this week, but there will be more news, obviously.
And we don't want to give you the basic news. We want to give you the real news. We waited. Yeah.
Yes, the best and the greatest. But that's all for today. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Before you go, please subscribe to Peanut Games Media for future discussions just like this one. We will be back next week to talk all things gaming news. Go follow our socials at Peanut Games Media on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And on Twitter, we are at Peanut Pleb. So go follow us there. And you can follow myself on Twitter at OllieDuncan_. And you can also follow Matt. Matt, tell him where you are.
Mate, I've got two places you can follow me at. You can't follow me home, but you can follow me on Instagram at matt.r_ob or on Blue Sky at mattrobertson85. So
I did say I was going to join Blue Sky. I haven't, but yeah, look out for that.
He's waiting.
How's
he's
the
waiting
old
for it
Blue
to become
Sky
cool.
coming along?
It's growing. It's got a couple
peaceful?
I think it's peaceful. It's civil. It's lovely.
Oh my
they've got about 50 million people on it, I think, so far.
Oh, that's really good now.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's good. Numbers are getting up. I'm acting like I'm a spokesperson for the company. It's like, yeah, it's going well.
Check out Blue Sky, guys.
Yeah, the projections, they're going pretty
really
well.
Good.
But,
it's actually good. I promise.
I promise. It's not a cesspool like X, Anyway.
No blue check weirdos. Every comment section.
That's all right.
Thank you, Daniel, again, if you're listening to this. Thank you for the sound mix for this week.
You're a legend, Daniel.
And thank you, listeners. We'll be back next week again with more news. But until then, stay safe, stay gaming, and enjoy your week. So,
please
cheers, guys.
do.
We'll see you later.
Later.
Bye.